Welcome to Mentoring Myself. This is a transformational podcast. I am Natalie J Whyte. I am a transformational lifestyle coach, and I love talking to people and finding out how they live their happy lifestyle and also get information from them in terms of their advice that they would give their younger self. So, how would they mentor themselves? So, today I am joined by Michelle Clarke, and she has been in the property and realty business for the last 20 years, and she's an area specialist, so she's busy all the time. You've got to slot in a social event with her as well. Michelle, I'm going to hand over to you just to introduce yourself and tell us what you do.
Yes, hi there. I'm Michelle Clarke. I'm a real estate agent for 18 years, actually. I've got a degree in psychology. I'm very interested in psychology of people, and also a Christian, so my godly belief is very important to me also. I've been divorced about 3 years, currently in a very happy relationship, and I've got one daughter that's 12 years old.
That's cool. I like all the important bits that make you happy.
Yes, and I'm a sports and gym enthusiast. I started a gym program a few months ago to change my health aspect. The only reason I actually decided to do it, I didn't realize how unhealthy I was, is I needed a challenge. So I needed something to challenge me because I was getting a bit bored with life. And now I'm completely addicted and absolutely love the gym lifestyle and being healthy and being fit. It's nothing better. Very good mental aspect to it that is just so good for a person.
And I can see you are transforming before my
eyes. Definitely.
Okay, so let's move on to the special question, which is what advice would you give your younger self?
Sure. Look, I've been thinking about it, and there's obviously quite a few pieces of advice I'd give to my younger self. I think one of the things is that we're very hard on ourselves when we're younger. When we're 25, we think we need to have everything together and life needs to be perfect, and we're very hard on ourselves. And often at that age, we compare ourselves to what our friends are doing or what other people our age are doing. And it sets up a huge set of disappointments if you don't feel like you're fulfilling what other people your age are actually doing. Like my friends were all buying houses at 25 and they had great jobs. I didn't know what I was doing with myself. So I would say that we must stop comparing ourselves. That's one of my biggest pieces of advice. And stop feeling that we've got to just do what everyone else is doing. Like if something doesn't feel right to you, don't do it. One of the biggest things is I think as an under 30-year-old, we feel pressure to get married and we feel pressure to have children. And that's just an unrealistic expectation that society puts on people. And I think especially women, we get told all the time, why you're not married yet. And I think it's sad. And I think my marriage when I was married at a younger age was very much based on the fact that I felt pressured into actually being married. And also coming from a Christian perspective, there is a lot of pressure that you cannot live together. You cannot, which it's the godly way. And I feel like I was put under pressure to actually get married, and I was married for actually all the wrong reasons. And I think one of the things that we need to do is just take time to sit and think about what we really want. Take time to get to know yourself before you settle down and decide to do something like that. In whatever it is, whether it's a job, whether it's marriage, whether it's having kids, take a bit more time to actually think about what you want, and take time to get to know yourself and other people. Don't be so in a hurry to carry on with life and feel like you need to get to that next step, because there actually there's nothing that says that there's nothing wrong with not being married at 30 or having kids at 30. There's nothing wrong with it. So, yeah, everyone should just take their own pace with life and do what feels right to them at the end of the day.
Oh, I love that. I love that because we've got a bit of an echo there. I don't know if you can hear on your side. I think my vocal is coming through onto your side. So I totally relate. And like now I'm 42. I think you're just a couple of years younger than me.
41 years.
Yeah, 41 just a year younger than me. And we've still got 40 years ahead of us.
This is it.
My grandparents both carried on until they were in their late 80s. They carried on drawing and having a good life. And, everyone wants to rush everything before the age of 30, but you've still got 50 something years ahead of you after that. So
this is it.
I totally relate to the concept of, and I think I would actually apply this to any age. You don't have to commit to, this is me now and I'm never going to change.
This is it. Yeah, this is it. This is it. And, I think I only really got to know myself in my late 30s and being comfortable with myself in my late 30s. Before that, I was always pressured by what everyone else expects from me and what everyone wants from me. When you get to, I think it's specifically 40 as a woman, you just actually don't care. So I would say that if you're going to get married, you should actually wait till your late 30s. That's the right age to be a bit more settled, to make such a big decision in your life, you know. Because often what happens, you're 25, you meet somebody and you think that's person's going to make you happy, and you haven't even discovered who you are, you know. Then a couple of years later, you can't understand why you can't relate to this person. You've got nothing in common anymore, and why you're so unhappy. Like I relate to, I was married in the December. By Feb, I was terribly miserable, and everyone like tells you it's normal to feel like that, but I was really deeply unhappy. And for a long time, that's actually why I ended up putting on so much weight. I think I ate for comfort, and I was just unhappy with my life and myself and this relationship that I felt almost forced to get into. Shortly after that, I fell pregnant with my daughter. And then, you know, you just carry on with how life flows, I suppose. And if I look back when I eventually decided to leave, and that for the last 7, 8 years, I was miserable. We had nothing in common, didn't enjoy each other's company. We weren't even friends, you know. But you get forced to just do with what you've committed to do, obviously, and you feel responsible for this person because now you've committed to being married or whatever it is. And you actually lose yourself. You lose part of yourself. So I was comfort eating. I mean, from when I got out of my marriage, I've lost 20 kilos. So that's how overweight I was. And I really believe a lot of it was comfort eating. So I was a workaholic comfort eater. That was me, and I'd always escape. I never wanted to be at home. I'd rather be working, and I used to work till 9 o'clock at night. So that's my second piece of advice. When I was young, I earned a lot of money, and I worked very hard, and I earned good money. But I don't have anything to show for it. So I think the second piece of advice is that youngsters need to learn how to save and try put a bit of money away. Don't always feel pressure to have the best car and compete with your friends and have the best of everything. Put a bit of your money away, because when you get a bit older, you look back and I kind of think to myself, I've earned millions in the last 15 years and I've got nothing to really show for it. So now I've just turned 41, and now I want to start saving and putting my wealth away. And I've wasted 15 years where I could have already done it, you know?
Yes. I actually interviewed a financial advisor, and one of his pieces of advice was, you know, you should always be saving. You should always be putting some money away. And the other thing he said is, if you do get a lump sum or whatever, don't spend it, because
exactly,
you know, if you've saved a pension or some sort of endowment or investment or whatever, you know, don't use it up. Let it build, because money makes money. You know, the more you build it.
Exactly.
So, I mean, we are friends. So I know your life, and I think you've got a lot to show for the work that you've done.
Thank you, Nat.
A beautiful home and just a lovely lifestyle. And I think you know,
thank you.
What I wanted to mention was a lot of life coaches, a lot of personal coaches ask people to sort of create a vision board and create this idea of, okay, what's this perfect life that you want? And obviously, I mean, who's not going to say, listen, I want to be on the beach in luxury, whatever, but it's not about this perfect dream fantasy life. You know, for me, it's about a lifestyle. Every single day, I want at the end of every single day to feel happy, to be like, you know what, I actually did what I love today. I don't have to be a millionaire. I don't have to you know, be in some beautiful island location. Every day I love spending time with my family. I love spending time outside. I love being in nature. I love using my body, you know. So for me, it's about lifestyle, and I think you really are a good example of a healthy, wholesome, and really fun lifestyle. You know, I know you and I have gone out having some good times and family times and that, and you definitely do enjoy yourself. So you know,
yes, definitely.
Big ups to you for figuring yourself out and realizing what you love, you know.
Thanks, Nat.
Yeah, because
I think a lot of that happiness came later. I think a lot of that happiness came later on in life also. When I was younger, I was very hard on myself. And I think I had, my main thing was I just wanted to make money. And then when you get a bit older, you look back and the money is really not important. Yes, you want some security and you want a nice home. And there's things that when I was younger, I did want, and I've got all of those things. I do. But those are not the things that make you happy. The relationships with the people in your life is what makes you happy. That sense of fulfillment for me, having a sense of purpose and passion, something that you wake up and you love to do every day. Look, I love real estate most of the time. There's days that I hate it, like any other job. But making a difference in people's life is very important to me. And I do. I've got a lot of great relationships with people that I've built over years. And I know that I impact them. I had a client that was whose family are all sick, and she lives overseas on Tuesday, and she phoned me, she says, please can you take my family meds, you know? So it's not about business. It's like she had nobody else she could ask, and I went and I got the medicine and I dropped it off. And it's just about having that sense of purpose and knowing that you're making a difference to people, you know? It's not about the money always.
Yeah, I know, that's beautiful. And I think, you know, as much as people sort of see estate agents or property sort of as a bit of a glamorous thing, going and showing off houses and doing staging and whatever, there's a lot of behind the scenes work there. But I think it is quite a what I call a humanity plus profession, you know, because you're giving people a home. For other people who are moving, you're helping them sell their home, rentals and all that stuff. You're helping people find somewhere, you know, that they can have their family and live their lifestyle. So I think it's one of the beautiful professions. And plus you get to look at cool houses and meet all cool people. So that's always fun.
Definitely. And I think one of the biggest things for me is my psychology degree helps me a lot, because you deal with a lot of people going through stages in their lives, whether it's somebody that's passed away recently, whether it's financial distress, whether it's an upgrade in their life, a downgrade, whether it's people getting married. And I think having that bit of a background, and I can understand and relate to people at what stages they are in their life. You know, the empty nest syndrome, those people, it's there's so many aspects of real estate that you actually have to understand people on a deeper level, I think. And most Asians go in there thinking you're listing a house and you're selling it. It's not that. It's a lot more than that, actually. You make a difference in people's lives, and sometimes people speak to an estate agent like they speak to their psychologist, where they can't always relate to their friends and family. They don't understand what they're going through. They'll often tell their estate agent everything. I mean, I've had clients of theirs phone me, where can I get married? They want me to tell them where they can get married. There's a lot of things where if you're a knowledgeable estate agent, you're going to make an impact in many different aspects of your client's life, actually.
Yes. No, and I think you do well, because you really do build the relationships. I think it's lovely. Michelle, thank you so much for sharing such personal wisdom with us. You know, I've had other interviews. The wisdom was related to their field, but I feel like yours is very personal, and I really appreciate it. My kitty is meowing. This has been an interesting podcast with a few little interruptions. I wanted to
That's awesome.
I wanted to end off because I want you just to let the viewers know, or the listeners know, if they do need assistance, your areas that you specialize in, and then an email address.
Sure. I'm based in the south of Johannesburg, the whole of the East Rand, Alberton, the whole of the south of Joburg. And my email address you can get me on is michelle.clarke with the E at kwsa.co.za. That's my email address. Thank you.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much for joining me. I love chatting to you for any reason. And I really love your wisdom.
Awesome.
I feel like you're not comparing yourself. I think no matter what age you are, I think that's really good wisdom to apply. So I appreciate it. So
definitely. Thank you for asking me to be on your show, Natalie. It's been awesome.
It's an absolute pleasure, my friend. Have a super day.
Thanks, you too. Have a great day. Bye-bye.